rock crawler / mud and lawnmower build. Let's go to it. Alright, so as you can see here, we're going to work on the clutch on this episode. So, what I've been doing is just figuring out the V pulley, the flat back pulley, and then over here we got your main pulley off motor and the little drive. That's what we're going to use. It's probably about like a 3-inch stock pulley, but we're going to cut the mower deck piece one off. So we're going to splice it right in half. And then back here we got to make the bracket that comes out, and then we got to make it go up for that transmission brace, in which that hole is stripped out. So I got to drill it out next size bigger and drill it the whole way through. And then also I got a 3-inch pulley on the back. It's 3.5, and it hits the gear shifter, which I knew that was going to come about. All I'm going to have to do is put a pulley right here, or right about here, just like idler pulley, just to keep it away from that. So let's go ahead and start welding, cutting, grinding, all that exciting stuff. First thing we gotta do is, like I said, I gotta take this piece of square stock, cut it to length, and then weld 2 bolts to it or something, so I can bolt that on, because it has to be up off of that a little bit. Sorry for the camera shaking. So I got that cut down to size, about 5 inches long, and then I made a mark right here for about 3 inches in from the outside of this tube in here. And this is pretty thick stuff. It's probably 1/8 inch thick, and I drilled 2 holes in it, and then that has 2 holes, and we'll put the bolts down through and put bolts and nuts. And what I'll do is nuts will be inside here, and I'll probably put a little tack on them so they'll stay on place. And then, so I'll get that like that lined up, weld it on, bolt this on, tack those nuts in, and this piece goes on this. There's a hole in the center of that. Well, there's 2 holes. Let's see if I can show you here. Give me a hard time. But you can see there's 2 holes, so I can adjust it to either one. So that's a pretty nice setup. I had this on a racing mower, and I scrapped out the racing mower, took all the good parts off of it. I made this, so made that, made the clutch. This pulley ain't that old. You can see it's still white. Came from Tractor Supply. And this is just a regular plastic pulley from off like a Sears or a Murray or something. So, alright, let's go ahead and we'll get this lined up and straight. Probably have 1 inch setting in. I'll show you a neat little tool I have for measuring. So what I have here is a 6-inch metal roller for metal fabrication. Alright, this is what we have now. So we got that piece on there, and then I got this piece of flat steel, 2-inch wide, 1/4 inch thick piece of flat steel running this way, so I can make the clutch assembly to the clutch pedal, which is going to be right about in here, you know, a little flue digger, so we can have some clutch action. And it's just going to come up and be like a lever style action, so when you push down, it will push back and open this up, and then your clutch will disengage. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I got this little piece of angle iron. We're going to put her in a slight angle Maybe just a little bit more than that. Out. Yeah, there we go. And then, see, I got more of these tie rod things. We'll stab it in the hole. You know, we'll stab it in the hole, and it can work back and forth. The reason I'm going to put this in a little bit of angle, I understand this flexes, you know, it's a tie rod end, but I don't want it flex too much where I can't engage or disengage the clutchy action. Okay, this is kind of how it will work. See, this would be when the spring is hooked up, this would be tension, you know, when we're just going down the road. And then when I push clutch in, a release. So, I mean, it's not like a genius idea, you know. Tell YouTube hi. Say hi. Hi. Say hi. There you go. Okay, YouTube. So it's next day, and so we're gonna get back at it. I love scrap mowers. Thank goodness I got a couple laying around. Just salvage some parts off. I took and stole the whole clutch bracket off of here. The clutch pedal. It used to go right inside that hole, and right inside that hole. It used to come out over here. Now I'm going to show you how I'm doing. So right here's clutch pedal, and it just had like a where it went through a frame here and over here, and it had these little pins in them you had to knock out with a roll pin punch. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna put it in a cut-off wheel, cut it right there, cut that end completely off, and then I gotta cut it right here and re-weld it where it's facing that way instead of this way, because when I go put it on, it's gonna be something kind of like that, and you don't want it to come out like that, you know, so you want it to come back in. I might just cut it closer here to the top and just turn it so halfway. Cut it right up here, because it does, it ain't like a 90-90, you know, it's like a 80-80, I don't know, ish. Just cut it and grind it kind of flat and flip it. Like I said, be facing this way, so it looked like a big C. So let's go ahead and cut it. So I went ahead and cut it there, and then just try and make it something about like that. Grind it up and shoot your little bubble gum on there. You know, put a little bit of bubble gum so it holds nice and tight. Maybe a little bit JB Weld over a bubble gum. And then, see, I went ahead and cut that end off. And we'll go ahead and make some brackets and we'll shoot it on. She's a son of a bitcher. So I had some of this 1/2-inch thick steel, probably about 1.5 inches wide. Pretty thick stuff. I took it, drilled the 5/8 hole, made 2 of them, drilled the 5/8 hole, and they're about that long. And like I said, I made 2 of them, and here I got them on the rod. I haven't yet welded it, so it looks pretty neat. And then as I was making them, the chop saw, my cutoff wheel, the bolt holes slowly stripping as I seen, and then the little on piece that's supposed to keep the blade centered, it's wearing down where it's just like a little tiny nub, and the blade is just flopping all around. So I'm gonna have to retire this chop saw. The bad part is the blade is brand new. Well, the cutoff wheel is. It's brand new, so I'm gonna have to retire it before it chops my head off. Now, since we got that on there, let's go ahead and weld it. Alright, so I got it all lined up, squared, everything. Let's go ahead and weld it. And hopefully when the wire arcs it don't move nothing. So let's put some pressure on it down. Let's go ahead and we'll just weld the little corners. There's one. Now you're probably gonna have no viewage. Okay, as you can see, she is now welded. And no, this belt is not touching. I know there at first it looks like it was touching, but it's not. So, here's some action. Oh yeah, she works good. And like I got full travel there, so from like a 90 all the way down till it hits the frame. So now what we gotta do is put a little bracket, something like that, so when we push clutch in, it goes down and pushes on that rod, which pushes in the clutch. So let's get her done. Oh, and another thing I'm gonna have to do is just walk over here. I'm gonna probably have to tap that in and drill and put a bolt right there so it don't come out or something. I'll figure something out. And we'll probably put like a little roll pin or a little weld or something so it don't move side to side. And we got a little flamage. Look at that. Must be a little bit of PB Blaster in there. Big fan of the PB Blaster. This is their new design of a can or something. So, must be a new design. But I love the PB Blaster. Since 1957. Before my time. I wonder if we can make a fire stop. Oh, it's out. So I went ahead and made this little piece, probably about 2.5 inches long, maybe 2 inches, I'm not too sure. 1/4 inch thick, probably 1 inch wide. We'll just go ahead and stab her on like that and drill a hole in it. We'll drill a hole in it first. And then you can hook your tie rod end up there and right there. And then we'll have some action. Everybody likes metal. Alright, so I went ahead and got that welded on there. So what we're going to do here is take this piece of all thread. And it already has this end on there and it's kind of welded. So we're going to take that and I can put it through either hole. So we got in that hole. And then we come down here and get the right measurements. And it's going to be 13 inches from here to here. So I know exactly how long it's going to be. And then we got this new one. That's brand new. We're going to put it right here. And then cut that bolt head off. And then I got a piece of, I don't know what the OD is, but the ID is 3/8. So it can slide over that whole thing and look like one solid rod. Because that's what I done here. This is part of that, so. Alright, 5 seconds of nothing but beautiful before we put the bubble gum on it and make it look ugly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some more weld on that so it be really strengthy wise. And then I'm going to put some more weld on that. Well, it has no weld, so. So that's just the bolt right there. And it goes in only about that far. And then the rest of it is that all thread. So I want to beef it up, make more strength, and so that's why I used that and to make it look good too, you know. So I was thinking pretty hard on how I make the spring work. I was thinking about just putting this hole and hooking it up here somewhere, make a bracket, hook it up here, and then work like that. Good plan, but there's one bad part about it. When you go do that, that happens. So I got thinking, well, where am I going to hook this spring? Well, I could make a bracket right underneath this pulley. You know, just put a washer on there or something and weld on there. And then have the same thing over here and have a spring ran straight across. But I don't like the idea. It would work very efficient. It would be pulling this nice and hard to keep belt tension. But I also want you to kind of see the spring. I want you to see the mechanism and everything working to just have that awesome factor. So, I mean, that's kind of stupid of me, but so I got thinking, well, I got the hole. What can I do? How can I do this? And then it popped in my head. Cut the head off of a bolt. Take the bolt. Stick it halfway in there. And then shoot some weld on it and grind it down. Take a nylon nut, put on the back side. Then I can put the spring right here and go up here and put my bracket. Simple. Bam. Done. Alright. So I got the whole clutch setup done. Sorry for all the mess. You gotta look through it. But I got all the clutch right there together. I got this rod on. I got the pedal itself. I got the bushing or whatever you want to call it, the mounting braces. I got the little stub of the bolt put on like I said about. And then I got the spring. And then I got this little loop thing, you know, kind of fancy dancy. And then I put this on here. I was just going to have this little stem and have this pulley hook that stem to somehow, you know, the round tubing. But then I sat there and thought, no, I better not. It'd be easier just to put a piece of flat 1/8 plate right onto a battery thing and just go off of it. But it's pretty, has a lot of tension on it. And then when you push clutch in, you know, I got enough slack so it don't move. So there we go with that. And the only thing else it needs is little belt guides, something like this. This should be on this side. This should be on this side of the belt. But I gotta make all the little belt guides for that pulley, that pulley, that pulley, up here at the motor and back here at the rear end. But I ain't gonna bore you with that stuff. What we're going to do now is go ahead and make these braces for the front end. So let's go ahead and get her done. Video camera broke. What in the world am I going to do now? This is what I normally use to do my YouTube videos. A little flip. Ultra flip. She worked good. She really did. On off button. Broke the whole way off. It's the whole way down inside there. So you can't even turn it on and off. But luckily it saves all the information and I can still upload it to the computer so we can finish this video. So I cut these couple pieces of square box tubing and this is how I'm going to mount it right here. Give me 1 second. There we go. So, I don't think it's too bad. Just weld them both solid. So, like on the next episode, what we'll do is make the front brush guard. And I want to make it an angle. Something kind of like that. If we'd hit a rock right in the center, it would just hit it and stop it. And we wouldn't go nowhere. So, what I want to do is make a brush guard and put like a plate at the bottom of it, like a skid plate. So we hit a rock, we can still come up over it with the front end. Alrighty, I think that's it for this episode.